Good morning, fellow Plexers. Today's video goes out to Kevin from the Plexaholics group, and this is a screenshot that I grabbed from his post that I've doctored up a little bit. He's having trouble with duplicate episodes, but they're from the wrong show. Only Murders in the Building and Game of Thrones are duplicate episodes for what I assume is another show and not either one of these, even though he didn't say so. And I already know what the solution is, and I know what he's doing even if I don't know his full folder structure. And we'll demonstrate that to recreate what's going on. So he has a media folder called data, maybe it's a shared media folder. He has a sort subfolder called TV, and then another sort subfolder in that called UHD shows, and in that folder he has these two shows that aren't being detected properly. Well, there's nothing wrong with this structure, even though it's not quite my preferred structure, as long as a library points at this level that's green and not the red. So if Kevin has other sort folders like this, 1080p shows, 720p shows, 480p shows, he can point to each of these subfolders individually, but he can't point above it. And then it's complicated even further if he has actual TV show folders in the TV folder itself. So we'll demonstrate that before we do some tests with my test Plex server on this older Synology NAS. So this is my normal, on this NAS, my normal shared media folder for all my public domain media that I test with. This is a new recreation for today's video. This is more flat structure. Let's show my structure first. And this shared folder is just a goofy name because I was demonstrating how to set up a path in a Docker container in a previous video for Plex server. Media, original media. So I recommend using library sort folders to keep a nested folder structure. So no Plex movie library would point at this library sort folder level, and no TV show would point at the TV library sort folder. Inside this sort folder are individual TV show libraries, and you'd point a Plex library at one or the other or multiple ones, which will be Kevin's solution. And I've kind of recreated his structure here by taking one of my test anime shows out of this structure and putting it in that structure. So let's go to the other shared folder I created. This is more traditional, a movie library folder, a couple movies in it, a TV Kids library folder with one show in it, and a TV folder. Now I'm trying to recreate Kevin's structure a little bit. So this is what he would have to be aware of. If he's set up like this, where he has in the root folder of TV, if he has actual shows like this, along with these sort folders, he's got to make changes. These loose shows would have to go into their own sort folder, or everything would have to come out of the sort folders and go in the root of this. And I'll demonstrate that of what works and what doesn't work. But again, Kevin, if you're thinking about different structure, I really like this idea. A shared folder or just a media folder, and then have a sort folder for every type of Plex library, and then break things up this way. And if you want one TV show library, you'd have multiple paths to it, and you wouldn't point above it, even if there are loose folders in the root for TV shows. So before I go too far, let me show my actual structure, which I do sometimes. So my Plex server runs on a little modern NUC. Under Unraid is only a Docker host setup, but my Plex media is actually on my newer Synology NAS. So I use a simple shared folder name of Plex. This is public domain media for a test server on that NAS itself, but this server is on my NUC. So that's my shared media of my regular library. And then my sort folders, my library sort folders, are named simply movie, music, photo, TV, and video for other video. I also have unraid backup my normal Plex container to this, because this shared folder gets backed up to the older NAS that I'm working on for this video. So then inside my movie sort folder are my different movie libraries. Inside my TV library sort folder are the individual TV show libraries. Now this is weird. It's a personal little hill to struggle over. I name every show to TVDB. I don't normally use the source ID. Plex will not add the cartoon Snagglepuss no matter what I've tried in the past. So it's hanging out here until I find a solution. Plex pulls metadata from both TMDB and TVDB and some other sources, and in their secret sauce way they mix it together for their latest scanner and agent. Well, these episodes are listed at TMDB as episodes of Yogi the Bear. Now the entry for Yogi the Bear at TVDB does not have the Snagglepuss episodes. They're two separate shows. So if I scan this in, these become duplicate episodes of the Yogi the Bear show, which I also have. So that's just a little sidebar of why this is hanging out there. So this is my real structure. So we can get rid of that and we'll go to the test structure again. So first I'm going to add a new Plex library pointing here, and we'll be able to recreate Kevin's issues. And then I'll create another library pointing to these individually to capture everything. And just remember, any loose show folders hanging out in the root of this folder need to be placed in their own sort folder too. Otherwise you can't add them to the library. Alright, so let's get to business here. Alright, so these are all the test libraries. We'll just create a new one, and these are my 3 running servers, 2 test ones and my main one. So let's add a TV show library, and we'll call it Kevin Wrong. How's that, Kevin? You are wrong. Alright, so this is my alias to get to the right folder structure in the Docker container, and I'll simply point here. And even though there are no root show folders, we'll just add it this way. And the one change I always recommend if you're naming from the TVDB database is change episode ordering to match. By default, it's the movie database. If you name to the movie database, leave it alone. So, while this is going on, let's take stock here. Let's count the shows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 shows is what we're looking for. And we have 5 so far. And what's going on? We're detecting intros. So let's sort by episodes, then duplicates. And this is interesting because it's showing 11 episodes for this show when I don't have that many to start with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 2 specials. So 8 episodes total. So if we go in and edit one and look at the info, this is Kevin's screenshot in a nutshell, just with different media. So the show is Life with Elizabeth, the first episode of the first season, which I don't have, by the way. I'm showing duplicates from the Lucy Show and the Beverly Hillbillies. So we've just recreated Kevin's issue. So before I show Kevin how to fix this, let's just show how to add a library fresh that won't have this trouble. And then we'll come back and fix the Kevin Wrong library. Alright, so we'll add a TV show. We'll call this Kevin Wright. Get him on the straight path. And oh, by the way, Kevin, I love your actual TV show library folder names and your episode names. Top notch, and it never hurts to use a source ID, and I like that you're using TVDB instead of TMDB. So kudos on that level. All right, let's do this again, but we'll add each of these individually. So now we'll add this one, and that kind of represents his UHD folder. Now we'll add the DVR in. Now the kids library folder and the regular one. So now we have all these paths, and again we'll change the advanced setting to pull episode ordering from the TVDB. And Kevin Wright, we should scan in with all the shows we need to have. I never think to turn off settings like detecting credits and intros on the test server, which would save me a little bit of time. All right, so we need the Beverly Hillbillies and the Lucy Show to also pop in. When they do, we know we've hit pay dirt, that we've hit success. Does dead air make you uncomfortable? It doesn't make me uncomfortable because you can fast forward it. I can't. And if I'm not uncomfortable, you should not be. All right, while we're waiting, let's go to episodes. Oh no, we're still showing some duplicates, and we should not. We should not, we should not. Let's see what I might have done wrong. Oh, I made the mistake here. The last library I added, I pointed above the structure I wanted. I got a little fickle. Got a little senior moment there. That will fix things up. So we see the trash can icon because it's getting rid of the duplicates. Okay, so now we see the Beverly Hillbillies and the Lucy Show. And now if we go back and sort by episodes and go back to duplicates, voila, no duplicates, and all the shows are covered. Let's go back to the normal view. So this is the right way to add the library with that sort of folder structure. Now, I would just point things differently and create a separate TV show library by only pointing to the one folder. And let's fix something here. Do I have an anime? Okay, so the anime I have is only pointing at the one folder, but I pulled one show out to have its own folder to represent UHD sorting, just for your personal satisfaction with your library structure. So now I have to point to that to also add that show into the anime library folder. And now both shows are there. All right, so let's go back to the Kevin Wrong folder and fix that. This is the one that we have the duplicate episodes with. So let's reset this, go back in, we'll edit it. Kevin wrong. We'll edit it. Oh, let's not do it. I just thought of this. Let's create some custom metadata for this library, and I'll show you how to edit this so that you hang on to it. Let's change a couple posters. Let's make that one orange, and I probably don't have another choice with such an old show. Oh yeah, I do. Let's do the basket of yellow flowers and the yellow top. And let's put these two in a unique manual collection. So those three changes are going to represent custom metadata in case Kevin wants to hang on to that. Not in case. He will want to hang on to any custom metadata that he's created for his own library, naturally. All right, so let's fix things and we'll hang on to our custom metadata. So we can't remove this until we add the others in Plex rescans. So this is simply doing what we did under the Kevin Wright library. We'll go in and we'll manually add each folder. Let's see if I can do it this time without a mistake. All right, one last one, and that's where I messed up before. Okay, so now we have everything. Eventually we want to remove this one. That was the path that was giving us the issue. Alright, so we're still scanning from the other library too, detecting intros. Alright, so this is what we're waiting for. The Beverly Hillbillies to pop in and the Lucy Show to pop in. But that's not enough. If we sort by episodes, we're still going to show duplicate episodes. But now they're different ones. Let's see why. Oh, we've got more. It just hasn't caught up. So we still have duplicate episodes, and we'll take care of that. We don't have to wait for the intro and end credit detection to stop. We just have to wait for the library to stop scanning, which it has. So now we can go back in and edit it. And we can remove this one bad path that led above the actual library folders. Now we're going to see the trash can icon pop up on a few. So we just have to wait for the scanning part to finish and the updating metadata. Detecting credits twice, updating metadata has stopped. So now if we go in to the episode view and sort by duplicates, we are clear, the fix is applied. And now if we back up, both these libraries are identical. So we can go to Edit Library and we can call this one Kevin Fixed and save the changes. So Kevin, I'm not sure of your full structure, but I know what's going on. And again, your naming, your folder names and your episode names are wonderful. Great. Your structure, I'm not going to throw a stone at it. I'm not going to say anything wrong with it. You just need to know where to point the library past 2 and you may need multiple ones, and you just may need to rearrange things a little bit. And let's cover that one last time. So if your structure is like this, where everything is in one of your sort folders, you just add each individual path to the sort folder and you're golden. You just can't point above those actual library folders. But if it's like this example, where you have some shows hanging out in the root folder, that's not going to work because you can't point to just those 2 individual shows without also capturing this. Well, let's say you can't point to this level. If you've got 20 shows and you've got 3 sort folders at the same level, you're not going to be able to point to each of the shows individually and these 2. That's just too much work. Either take shows out of the sort folder or put, say, the 20 shows that are in the root folder into their own sort folder too, so that you're just pointing at that. So let me just create that a little bit. This is what you'd want to do, whether it's 2 or 20 shows. Do that, and then have whatever number of library paths you need when you set your library up. So that's a pretty simple fix. It should not disrupt anything, and I want to go back because I forgot something. Let's go to the Kevin fixed, and we did lose. All right, now I'm losing my own mind. Oh, I had renamed the wrong, I'm sorry, I had renamed the wrong library. So I got confused. So I'm looking for our custom metadata changes. This is still the same poster. I'm sorry, we have the manual collection that we added, and we lost the manual poster we set for this and Life of Elizabeth. So we preserved the custom collection, but we did not preserve the custom poster. So partial save on the one side, but not with a custom artwork. So this is problematic, Kevin, if you spend a lot of time setting up custom artwork. Those are going to be gone, but custom collections or playlists won't be gone. Okay, so Kevin and anybody else, thanks for watching, and happy Plexing.